Jacob couldn't explain why his dog refused to leave his late wife's grave, but when the police finally opened it, they faced something they could never have imagined. In the tranquil village of Meadowbrook, life moves at a gentle pace. At the heart of this community lies a peaceful cemetery, where the villagers come to pay their respects to loved ones who have passed on. Every evening, Jacob, a widower with a gentle demeanor, visits the grave of his late wife, Lily. Their bond was deep, and her passing left a void in his heart that he tried to fill with these daily visits. "Good evening, Lily. I brought your favorite lilies today. The garden is blooming beautifully, just like you always kept it." Every evening, Bella accompanies Jacob to Lily's grave. She lies beside it, as if keeping Lily company, while Jacob talks softly, sharing his day. "Come on, Bella. Time to go home." But recently, Bella has been lingering longer by the grave, reluctant to leave Lily's side. Jacob, noticing Bella's reluctance, leaves her to stay a little longer, trusting her instincts. Each night, Bella would eventually return home, except for one fateful evening. "Bella, where are you? You always come back by now." The next morning, with worry etched on his face, Jacob sets out to search for Bella. Little does he know this search will lead to a discovery that will change everything. With the first light of dawn, Jacob set out to search for Bella, his heart heavy with worry. She had never failed to return home before. He walked through the village, calling for Bella, but she was nowhere to be found. The anxiety grew with each step as he made his way to the cemetery. Finally, he arrived at the cemetery and found Bella at Lily's grave. She was covered in mud and dirt, howling and growling defensively. Seeing Bella in such a state, Jacob knew something was terribly wrong. Bella was usually calm and gentle, but now she seemed to be guarding the grave. Jacob noticed the disturbed soil around the grave, and his heart sank. The ground looked as if it had been recently dug up. With a gentle touch, Jacob tried to soothe Bella. Despite her anxiety, she allowed him to be near, her eyes filled with a mix of trust and urgency. Desperate for help, Jacob called the cemetery caretaker, Mr. Harris, explaining the situation. Mr. Harris arrived quickly, equally perplexed by Bella's behavior. Mr. Harris, who had known Bella and Jacob for years, was shocked to see the usually calm dog so agitated. Together, they decided that this was a matter for the police. With growing concern, Mr. Harris called the police, fearing that something sinister may be hidden beneath the soil. Bella's behavior suggested there was more to this than met the eye. Officer Miller and his team arrived swiftly. Jacob explained the situation, pointing to the disturbed soil and Bella's anxious behavior. Recognizing the seriousness of the situation, Officer Miller ordered his team to start digging. As the shovels hit the earth, everyone held their breath, waiting to see what would be revealed. Bella watched intently, her body tense with anticipation. As the officers continued to exhume the grave, the tension in the air is thick. What they discover next will leave everyone frozen in shock. Jacob and Mr. Harris stood by, their faces etched with worry and fear. Bella remained vigilant, her protective growls a constant reminder of the gravity of the situation. Officer Miller's shovel struck something solid. He signaled his team to stop, and a hush fell over the cemetery. In Lily's coffin, the officers uncovered another body lying beside Lily. To their horror, they had found the body of a woman who had been missing for months. The discovery sent shockwaves through those present. The missing woman's body, hidden away for months, had finally been found. Realizing the severity of the situation, Officer Miller declared the area a crime scene. The officers prepared for a thorough investigation. The cemetery quickly filled with police and forensic experts. Bella's constant growling and watchful eyes kept the tension high. Preliminary examinations revealed that the death blows matched the signature style of a notorious serial killer. This shocking revelation linked the missing woman to a string of unsolved murders. Jacob listened in disbelief as the forensic team discussed their findings. The possibility of more bodies hidden in the cemetery was terrifying. Officer Miller ordered his team to begin exhuming other graves. Each shovel of earth could reveal another victim of the serial killer. One by one, graves were opened and more bodies were found. Each discovery confirmed their worst fears. The cemetery had become the serial killer's dumping ground. The grim discoveries continued as the once peaceful cemetery was transformed into a bustling crime scene. Each grave uncovered another victim, confirming the horrifying truth that this was the work of a notorious serial killer. But the true hero of the story, Bella, had one more crucial role to play. As the investigation deepened, officers reviewed CCTV footage from the cemetery. What they found was shocking. A figure was seen moving stealthily among the graves in the dead of night. The figure's actions were deliberate, but what happened next would be the key to solving the case. Bella, ever vigilant, confronted the serial killer as he attempted to hide his latest victim. The footage showed Bella bravely attacking the intruder, biting his ankle in a desperate attempt to stop him. Despite her best efforts, the killer managed to kick her away and escape, but not without sustaining an injury that would ultimately lead to his capture. The footage clearly showed the killer limping away, clutching his injured ankle. Bella's brave act had inflicted a wound that would become the key to identifying him. Using the footage, the FBI agents devised a plan. They cross-referenced the injury with local clinic records, searching for anyone who had sought treatment for an ankle wound and requested tetanus shots shortly after the night of the attack. The meticulous search paid off. Records from a nearby clinic revealed that a man had come in the day after the cemetery incident requesting bandages and a tetanus shot for an ankle injury. This was the break they needed. With the suspect identified, the authorities moved quickly. Roadblocks were set up at all exits from the town, ensuring that the killer would have no way to escape. At one of the roadblocks, the suspect's car was intercepted. Faced with overwhelming evidence and no route of escape, the notorious serial killer was finally apprehended. His reign of terror had come to an end, thanks in large part to Bella's bravery. News of the arrest spread quickly, and the community breathed a sigh of relief. Bella's role in uncovering the serial killer's crimes was celebrated, and her bravery was recognized far and wide. Back home, Jacob reflected on the events, filled with pride and gratitude for Bella's unwavering loyalty. She had not only protected her family, but had also helped save countless lives. In recognition of her extraordinary actions, the village awarded Bella a Medal of Bravery. The townspeople gathered to celebrate the dog whose instincts and courage had led to the capture of a dangerous killer. The cemetery, once a place of dark secrets, had become a symbol of hope and resilience. Bella's story became an enduring legend in Meadowbrook, a testament to the unbreakable bond between a dog and her family. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to Soulful Narratives for more heartwarming tales. Until next time, stay soulful.